that age. And therefore, it would simply means that those who are younger would have the opportunity to fulfill our position, to fill our positions. And that is one of the reasons why we have recently concluded an accelerated promotion scheme within the organization, which means that someone at the rank of constable could actually move up to a senior position very quickly. And it was an exercise that more or less was the second time around in the force. And it was a very worthwhile exercise, I might add. But here again, we've identified persons who are capable of being promoted to senior position after some additional training in a very short period of time. And that is one of the reasons why I say there would be some positions on offer that is, I think, lucrative, because some people can reach the position of Commissioner of Police in a very, very short period of time, and someone I'm sure will, because as I said, there are those of us who have to be thinking about retirement.
Yeah, I was thinking there's got to be a couple of people eyeing your position at the moment.
Sadly.
How many more years do you have?
I would choose not to say that tonight, but not many left.
Well, I know that you've been doing a pretty good job, and I know you will continue. And while we're on it, crime and Christmas, we recently had, let's see, just on Sunday, another boatload of illegal Haitian immigrants come in. And of course, whenever, some people say whenever there's something big going on here, a boat comes in. I don't know what the coincidence is with all that, but I know for a while we seem to have a decrease. We hadn't seen boats come in for a few weeks there. And we've got the Marine branch and Spice having to cope with them. What are we doing to beef up those two areas? Because I won't even ask you, I will tell you they need help. And how are we keeping the numbers down?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we have this review going on now with the Maritime Division, and that has been conducted by former Commissioner Paul Harvey and 3 others who are also persons from the Turks and Caicos Islands who have a sort of feel for what is happening. And at the end of the day, I hope they'll be able to present a report that's reflective of the situation we find ourselves in. You mentioned the Haitians, the boat coming in at times when there are activities on island, and it's because of the organization that these persons have within our society, as well as, I suppose, within Haiti. And I have before appealed to our people to really stop and think about what they're doing in terms of involving themselves in this really unfortunate trade. We have had instances, and I'm sure you're very well aware of it, where people lost their lives. Mm-hmm. It's because of some greedy person wanting to benefit from the misery of others. And it is a sad, sad thing. And those persons who are living in the Turks and Caicos Islands and who are Turks and Caicos Islanders should really consider what they're doing. And I liken it to the slave trade. Mm-hmm. And I would invite them to read Roots and understand what it is like. And these are fellow human beings you're talking about. I know the situation in Haiti is not the best there is, but we can't invite people to come here and at the end of the day we are treating them like slaves. And another thing I would like to say, and those persons from here who are involved in this activity, in most cases when people come here and they're desperate, they have no work, no place to stay. The alternative is crime. And we've had on our records where whenever a boat unfortunately make landfall and persons disembark, an increase in criminal activities. And we've had a situation where unfortunately someone lost their life as a result of persons making landfall without being detected and engaging in criminal activity. So we're not helping these people in the first instance, and we're not helping ourselves, because at the end of the day, our crime rate increase. And if that continues, our tourism will stop. And people have got to understand it's not the quick and easy buck you're talking about only. You're talking about a nation that is founded on law and principles. And citizens should understand the gravity of the situation in terms of encouraging that. And I just want to emphasize that any person caught will be dealt with according to the law, because it's totally unacceptable that this kind of behavior continues. We have had, as you know, talks with the Haitian authorities. We have negotiated and renegotiated and tried to convince them to do more. And I certainly feel that they should and must do more. After all, it's their citizen, and they're a nation to themselves, and there are laws that govern these things. And I have even advocated United Nations involvement, because it's a terrible thing, and in some way or the other, some responsibility has got to fall not only on the Turks and Caicos Islands government, but somewhere else. And those who need to do it should step up to the plate and do it, because we are burdened with this, and it's in fact, I don't know if you understand the gravity of the situation when our officers was actually involved in that unfortunate incident in May. I had officers crying before me, and I could only join them because I know what they were going through. I felt what they felt. And, we have got to do something about this. We've certainly got to do something about it. And I tip my hats to the efforts that are being made, but I am firmly of the view that more international efforts need to be made.
A number of things have changed in the way that officers actually deal with the boats now since that international incident. All this came from the report that was sent back?
Well, yes, I would say some of it came from the report that was sent back. But if you would have seen the report, I don't think it's fair to say that we were responsible for actually what happened. Sure, we did what we have to do in terms of preventing the landfall because of the reasons I indicated. You don't want people to land in your country, and at the end of the day, you are burdened with trying to detect crimes that are committed by persons you have absolutely no knowledge of previously, and it's a whole other story about that. And so yes, we have changed some things to accommodate the views expressed in the report, and I think it's a sensible approach to change to accommodate those recommendations and a suggestion. But I don't think I would be the one to say at the end of the day, you see a vessel approaching your shores with illegal immigrants on board, you wave them along. I would never subscribe to that. We've got a job to do it, and our job is to protect these Turks and Caicos Islands, and I am going to do that for as long as I sit in this chair.
We have to wrap up, but before we do, I wanted to find out about the helicopters. There's a lot of talk about us getting helicopters to assist. Where are we with that now?
Yes, I'm sure you've heard about it because it was actually quite a bit of publicity about it. And like everything else, it's churning along within the bureaucracy. It is still going to happen, and I certainly welcome the move with the helicopters, because it would really put a new dimension on our ability and our capability. And so the most I can say to you is that it's still going to happen, and I can assure you that it will happen soon.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I still haven't gotten to ask all the questions I wanted to. I'm sure you're happy that half of them weren't asked, but I'm hoping that you will agree to another interview early next year so that we can see where we want to go and where you intend to take the force next year. So thanks again.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
And thank you, our viewers, for watching. This is TCI Behind the Scenes with your host, Yasmin Rigby Blues. Don't forget to join us every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. This show is sponsored by Digicel, bringing you great savings during this Christmas time. Expect more, get more.